This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
G'day, Shaun McManus here. On February 24, I'm doing my first ever solo swim in this year's Rotto swim. It's a 19.7k open water swim from Cop Beach to Rottnest Island. That's, of course, if you go on a straight line. This is my road to Rottnest.
All right, we got a guest in for the... I think you should introduce our guest, Shaun, considering you know her very well.
Absolutely, Ross. Ceinwen Roberts, who is an absolute swimming machine. And the reason why I brought Ceinwen in is because she is the coach of the Positive Swim Squad. And Positive Swim Squad, well, that just sums her up because she is a positive human being. And without her, I would have quit a long time ago. In fact, I told you the other day I was pretty close to quitting a few times.
She's your coach.
Just kept turning up.
Coach Ceinwen?
Yeah, Coach Ceinwen.
Welcome.
And she can be a hard bitch too, Ross. So don't mess with her.
So it's a podcast. He swears a lot more. We should tell you that from the get-go. Welcome. How are you?
Yeah, really good. Yeah, we've had a good morning already, haven't we?
We have had a good morning. Hey, before we get into what we have been doing this morning and then Ceinwen's background, yesterday, Ross, when I left you, the swimming in the morning was relatively medium type session. I won't say anything less.
Okay. Was it today not as...
No, so then Ceinwen had an afternoon session. Ceinwen, tell us about that.
Yes, so I wanted them to really toughen up and experience what the ocean can bring.
Yep.
So I made them swim last night at 6 o'clock down at Cottesloe, and I said no matter what the conditions are,
6 p.m.
we're swimming. So last night, and what was it, 25 knot?
Oh, it was going off. Yeah, it was so windy.
And they all there. There's about 30 of them there, and they were like, Keiney, is this a joke? Like, we're not doing this, are we? We're not doing it.
Well, I mean, you're trying to get them ready for any condition, I guess.
Preparing them for the worst, giving them confidence that if they can swim 2Ks in conditions like that and get through it, they can do anything.
And
so
did it go okay?
They did it. They were bloody awesome. And it was so crazy and wild and fun, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, and you were laughing your head off, and I was thinking, you are mad. And then we all did it, and we all made it. And at times we're getting, the waves are crashing on you, and I end up getting a bit shallow, closer to the to the reef, and I had to stand on the reef and try to get over a few waves and get out deeper in the water because I've just. Yeah, it was really full on. It was full on.
It was full on. But everyone survived and I could just see the buzz, and the excitement and wow, I just did something that I would never, ever normally do before, but I'm so glad that I did it.
What is it like to coach Shaun McManus? You can't talk here yet, Shaun. Don't look at her.
He's actually been really well behaved. He's really good and he always just does what he's told, doesn't question me, doesn't answer back, which is nice. Not yet, anyway.
This is like opposite world at the moment.
I think he's a bit scared of me after I kind of made him sign up for this in the first place. And just this week, obviously he's a natural athlete, right? And he's very talented. But in the pool, he hasn't been that amazing.
He's a normie.
But now that he's started doing all this training, this week it just all clicked. All of his training and preparation came together and he was up with some of the big gun machines in the squad and it's all just come through. And I don't know if it was his competitive nature, trying to poke through out of him, but I saw something exciting in there. So now...
Connie, I reckon you got the stopwatch wrong.
I did not.
I really do. That's amazing. I'm thinking, because Marcus is the guy that I was swimming right behind. He's a big Brutus of a man and swims particularly quick.
Yeah.
And I was just behind him, and I swear he must have been going backwards, Ross, for me to keep up, because I'm not normally in the hemisphere of...
He's very humble at times.
No, so now I know what he's capable of. I'm going to push him a lot harder and on a lot faster cycles now. So
Shawnee Mac, he's been training for this one, and if you wouldn't mind just touching on, how many times have you swum to Rotto, firstly?
I've done 22, but 21 officially because I just swam one day. I wasn't planning
just
to
for fun.
do that.
Hey, let's go to Rotto. Just swim there.
So that wasn't a ratified one. And then I've done a whole heap of teams and duos as well.
Okay, so you have extreme experience under this. So Shaun at the start of his journey, or anyone who's starting a journey, they say I want to challenge myself like Shaun did. I want to swim to Rotto. What are the kind of things you would recommend to someone like that?
You need to give yourself a good amount of time. Shaun, you started, what was it, June last year or something like that?
Yeah. I was just kind of turning up with a thought of doing it, but knowing that was probably the best chance to just continually just come. And I wasn't swimming all the time, probably. I was
So
2 or
just
3 times
starting
at
with
Claremont.
a base of swimming a few times a week, get some one-on-one lessons with your technique, because making your technique as efficient as possible and also reducing any injuries. And then joining a squad is so much better than swimming by yourself. Like, you're going to have to do a lot of kilometres. I have to train by myself. I don't get, because I'm always coaching everyone else, and it really sucks. So being in a squad and having that banter and people to push you and, lift you is much better way to do it.
Community, technique, training, and months out.
Yep.
So it's about 8 months out Shaun started? And that.
Well, I was swimming with the thought, because there was a guy who was swimming in one of the lanes with me regularly, Neil, and he said it's one of those things we got to keep going through winter. And I would always pussy out at winter because it's raining, right? And you leave here and you go, F that. You don't want to be.
I love podcast, Shaun.
He doesn't want to get wet. Like, what are you
think
what's
about
wrong
it,
with
Connie. You
you?
got a jumper on and all that shit, and then you're thinking, why would I go to the pool? Why would I go to the pool?
Don't want to
That
get
sounds
wet.
stupid.
Yeah.
But in the end, when I went the first time, you realise once you jump in, it was warmer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then anyway, I continued, just chipped away until the day when I walked past Ceinwen and I said to her, Ceinwen, wouldn't mind speaking to you about doing a solo. And then
Boom.
thought nothing of it,
Yeah.
jumped in the pool.
She put you in it. She
put
texted
me
a
in
whole group of...
WhatsApp group.
Yeah,
And
Shaun's
I was
in.
like, oh,
Handed in
solo
the program.
2024.
I handed in the program. I took a photo. He's in his budgie smugglers with the photo of the booklet, and I could see the fear in his eyes.
Yeah.
But that's how we did it.
I want to ask you, Ceinwen, though, for 21 times, we kind of just brushed over that. So how did you start, and then why?
So my first one, I'd done a few duos and teams, and I was like, right, it's time. My lifestyle, I'm ready to be able to train for this. And I started in May, so like a year before.
Yep.
And I just wanted to challenge myself to start with, and I really did everything right. And I did my very first ever swim. I came 3rd female overall. I came running up the beach. I partied until the pub closed, and I was like, wow, I want to do that again. I want to see what else I can do. If I came up there with a lot of energy, maybe I should have tried a bit harder. And every single one has been a total different adventure. Different body shape, different swells, different conditions, it just keeps me going. It keeps me training. It keeps me motivated. I love the celebration at the end, I love swimming with the friendships I make in the community. So it keeps me involved that way as well.
And Shaun, we were talking about in a previous episode having that goal and then increments to getting to that goal. But what about do you remember your hardest swim?
The hardest solo, Rotto. And I might add I've been pulled out of one as well. I got hypothermia. I did one in the middle of winter.
Of course.
And I'd lost a lot of body fat. I had no body fat on me. There was blue bottles the whole way as well. So we were getting stung, and I think that affected me as well. The other guy I was swimming with, he ended up in the nursing post. So I got pulled out. So that was probably...
You excited, Shaun, for your swim?
But that was in the middle of winter. Other than that, one year it was boiling hot weather the whole week before, and I'm working in the sun and in the heat. So I think I was dehydrated going into it, and I vomited the whole way. So I couldn't hold
Swim
down.
and vomit.
Swim and vomit.
Continue.
I heard that from a few people who were vomiting along, for 10 Ks. I mean, I can't even picture that.
It's quite a common thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
People aren't used to the different swells of when you're swimming directly into the ocean.
Yeah.
And if it's a calm day, there's lots of diesel fumes around that make you feel quite sick.
Yeah.
So that's why I tell you guys to take, your nausea medication, anti-nausea medication beforehand. Hydrate, nutrition is so important, and to practice in the different kind of swells.
The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
What are the type of mental strategies you would use to keep going, to continue yourself, that the things you say in your own head? What have you come across that's been helpful?
Breaking it down into stepping stones, so smaller. So every half an hour, I have something to eat. So just going, okay, just half an hour, just 2 Ks until my next feed stop. When it's only half an hour, you have to look forward to. That's a lot easier. And it's also just knowing that it'll be over soon. It's 7 hours. It's half a day of work, and then it will pass. It'll be over, and then I'll be at the pub celebrating and eating and have this huge achievement. So just keep on pushing forward, keeping my mind occupied with positive things.
Like what?
Just my friends or things I've got looking forward to, or I've got 2 beautiful little girls who are always up to crazy mischief, and I like planning things in my head. I'm quite an organiser, so I like...
Oh, you sweet. Most people are trying to survive, and you're planning birthday parties.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So just keep it fun, or think about what I'm going to say at the next, who I'm going to give shit to, or, yeah. So
breaking it down. Breaking it down 30 minutes at a time.
Yep.
Stepping stones, really helpful.
Yeah.
Shawnee?
Yeah, well, hopefully I'll get to that part. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. And Port de Pub. Tell us about Port de Pub, because you started this?
Yeah, so I've always been a huge fan of Rotto Swim, as I've alluded to, and it got to a point, 15 years back, where it was getting booked out and people were missing out. And I remember missing out. I was doing a duo and my friends were missing out and my swimmers were missing out. And I remember someone saying, we need another event. Kynie, why don't you organise another event? And so that kind of planted the seed, and got a team of people and friends and ideas together, and to just get the applications in, we had to plan the whole event. So we needed courses and rules and GPS settings and risk management plans. So it was massive. And then just to apply to all the different kind of stakeholders. So it was a long time coming, and it was a bit nervous. And I think the first year we had, 500 people, and pretty much 499 of them were my friends and my family in West Squad.
Good numbers.
But, it's grown, and we've had a lot of challenges, and, it's still very much love and support all swimming events and the swimming community. And we've just got a bit of a different variation that we start at Fremantle. We've got a 25-kilometre distance, so that's an ultra marathon. So that's attracting a lot of people from around the world to come and compete and be part of the Triple Crown of Australian swimming. And we do a team of 6 as well. So that's kind of to get younger kids involved, families involved, people that, can't really be bothered training as hard for a team of 4, just to be involved. We just want to give people the opportunity to swim to Rotto.
Awesome.
It's got a super vibe too for anyone out there looking for something to do. Because of the numbers, you can race in 6 people. It's got a really great vibe when you get there. It's really great. But the other thing is, I've been doing it for a while with the Port de Pub, is we have a Fremantle versus West Coast swimming race.
Yeah.
So that's been really good over there.
Who's in the Dockers and Eagles team?
Well, mainly in the Eagles team, there's always been Drew Banfield, who's been the captain for a long, long time.
Great
so
hair.
Hats off to Drew. And they've had a number of people that have interchanged along the journey. But it's Drew and Ash McIntosh. I think they've been there the whole time. Phil Material was there last year. Peter Wilson. There was a whole host of them. Our team at Fremantle's been made up mainly of Spider Burton, who is really driven to be a part of it. He loves this event. Last year, unfortunately, Spider got sick, and he was devastated for the whole year because he really, really loves to be involved. And Jason Norrish and myself, Peter Mann along the journey, Jamie Murillo, who used to be a gun swimmer. Jamie played a couple of seasons with us at the Dockers. He's a ripper. But he was an absolute gun of gun swimmers. So
who wins? Who's won in the past?
Well, we've won every year. I was going to keep that. I was going to play it down. We won every year, and it's been mint because I haven't won a trophy for ages, and every year
Did you ever get that? You didn't get the big one, did you?
No, we didn't win a AFL premiership.
No.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
So this is nearly as good.
Thank you so much for coming in. Before we get you go, Coach Ceinwen, anything you'd want to say to anybody who's thinking about doing either the Port de Pub or a big swim, Rotto swim, anything like that? What would you want to say to them, recommend to them if they've got the spark of the idea in their head?
Yeah, I think follow that feeling and that spark and give it a go because it changes your life. The fitness, the mental health, the community, the friendships, that's what being healthy and being alive is all about. And I find the swimming community, it just gives back. You give to each other and you give back, and you don't know what adventures are ahead of you and how much fun you can actually have through swimming and travelling the world as well. So give it a crack.
Love it.
Absolutely.
Shaun.
I'm going to throw in, it's been amazing to be a part of these, meeting a whole lot of different people for me and working with Ceinwen, and I know that she's done so many amazing things, but having her own event that she started, the Port de Pub, so if anyone wants to get involved in that, make sure you do. And the other thing is the Positive Swim Squad, which you can check out online as well and be a part of Ceinwen's group. There's like 100 people there on a bloody Saturday morning. It's going absolutely mental. Music's pumping. Most of the time there's a lot of people hungover, so that's not. Don't let that stop you at all.
That's no
You just need to
excuse.
turn up and get it done. But it's a great way to spend a weekend and keep fit and healthy. For me, I haven't been able to. I don't reckon I've run for a couple of years because injuries and stuff like this. So this has been really good fun.
And it's all different levels as well. Like total beginners are in
total
there and
beginners,
total elites are in there. So it's for everyone. Yeah.
We do wish Shaun good luck in obviously this swim, but I also personally wish you good luck in coaching Shaun.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming in.
Thanks,
Thanks for having
Colin.
me.
Thanks, Ross.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.